guys, welcome to a process video. I have not done one of these in what seems like forever. I think it was even before my December daily, so I am really excited to be bringing you guys a process video. I do love doing project life, but I also really like doing process videos, or not process videos, but 12 by 12 pages. So not only do I do the project life, but the 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11 are so much fun too. So I mostly spend my time when I'm at crops doing the 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11 layouts, and then I do a lot of the project life layouts either when I go to a day crop, or that's kind of what I do day to day at home. So that's kind of how I split it up. I don't know if there's no really good reason for that. I guess with project life I feel like I have to kind of stay on it a little bit more, and with my 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11, I don't really scrap in any particular order. I just kind of play. I like to do events and things that are exciting to me at the time, so something that's interesting to me. So you typically won't see me doing, say, my daughter's birthday, for instance. If I take a lot of pictures, I won't do several layouts in a row for her birthday. I'll probably do a couple pictures here, a couple pictures there, and that's kind of how I run my traditional 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11 pages. But my project life, I definitely stick to a certain order, and I guess because of that, I like to kind of stay up to date as much as possible. So I do those more at home on a daily basis, and then like I said, I kind of keep the more traditional pages to crops and such. That's kind of how I do things, and everybody does something a little different, but that just seems to work well for me. So for this layout, let me talk about that. I am working with a Scraptastic kit that I got quite some time ago. I can't even remember when I got this, but it's a very birthday themed kit, and I absolutely love it. I've used this on several different layouts, and the nice thing I like about this kit is the combination of things that we got in this particular kit had some very like kind of bright colors and things like that, and then some other pages that had some muted colors, and the sticker sheets and embellishments and such kind of intermixed really well, but you also got layouts that looked very different from each other, so it wasn't like you were doing layouts with all the same exact stuff, and it didn't look like they were very matchy, so that was really nice. So what I'm doing here is I put a bunch of gesso on the background, and I have added about two more times to that bigger, bolder piece. I wanted to make sure there was enough sticking out behind the clusters that I'm doing. So what I want to do now, after I made the white gesso and spread it out on the page, I'm going to take some of this Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I'm going to do the packaging technique and mush this on the background. I really like the look of a dark colored cardstock background with the white gesso and then putting the mist and such on top of it. I just really like how it turned out, and it just is a really nice kind of pop off that darker color cardstock page. So I've been enjoying doing this. I haven't done it too much, but it is kind of one of my preferred ways of showcasing the mixed media on with darker cardstock. So I'm just kind of mixing the different Heidi Swap color shines here. I think I'm going to be using two different colors, one lighter pink and then one a bit darker. And then I'm actually going to come in a little bit later and use some of my watercolor pencils and a water brush just to add some more depth and texture with some different colors and variations of color, all kind of in the red tones or red or pink tones. So you're going to see me here looking for another color, and I'm going to choose another one to put on here, and this is called Sweet Cherry. I just like the depth that it gives when you use the different colors, and it's nice to have like the mid, light, and darker tones, and it just gives a lot more depth to your mixed media. So my sprayer didn't work, so I'm just taking the nozzle out and just kind of smushing it all over the plastic packaging. And what I'll end up doing is I'll put this down, and then I'll take a napkin and then kind of blot it up and just keep going back and forth. And ultimately I'm going to find that even though I do like the color, it was just a bit too dark. So what I'll end up doing, and this is kind of a trick, that if you put too much mixed media down and you already had put a layer of gesso, just take some more gesso and put a little bit on top, and it kind of puts that color back into the page a bit more, so it's not as bold and doesn't stand out quite as much. So I'll be doing that here in a minute after I finish with this colored pencil. So this is just a watercolored pencil. Derwent, I believe, is the brand name, and so I'm just kind of putting that in a couple different places, taking that water brush and just coloring it in, again just bringing that different colors throughout this background. And then here in a minute you're going to see that I'm going to add a little bit extra white on there to kind of fade back that color. So hopefully you guys are doing well. I was hoping that I would get more of these process videos up here real soon. I've been getting some Project Life videos up recently, so you'll see a string of those if you haven't already. And then I'm going to have a couple of these 12 by 12 process videos up as well. So if you are enjoying the 12 by 12 process videos, please let me know in the comments below or by giving me a thumbs up on the video. I always like to get feedback from the people that are viewing the videos to make sure that I'm giving and providing content that you guys are excited about. So definitely make sure you let me know below. Now I am just finishing up. I play with this quite a bit, this background quite a bit, and in the end, like I had said, it was just a little bit too dark and I needed to tone it back a bit. But I'm just playing right now. And that's one thing. If you guys are doing mixed media or you're worried about doing mixed media, just play with it. It's only cardstock. You know, you don't really want to ruin your paper, obviously, but if this did get ruined, I'm sure I could find some more navy cardstock and be able to pull something else out. I was able to salvage it, like I said, by just kind of adding a bit more gesso to the background. And I really just like how the end result turned out. But you know, if you play, the more you kind of know how your products work, and then it's easier for you guys to work with the product. So, you know, if you did something one day and you're like, oh, that didn't work out, then you know not to do that next time. Or you may have some happy accidents where you didn't realize that if you did this particular technique or this way, it was going to turn out a certain way. So I highly recommend that you guys are playing with your mixed media products. Don't be afraid of them. Definitely play with them. And if you're worried about doing them on a 12 by 12 layout or a regular scrapbook layout, get out an art journal. Just kind of play around. Just do swatches and stuff. You don't even have to make the art journal look like something you want to even keep forever. It's just playing on pieces of paper, play on printer paper, anything that you want to do. Now, depending on what kind of paper you're going to use, you're going to get a different effect, but if it's just about kind of just figuring out like what the colors look like and such, then just play. That's what my recommendations are. So now I've added several different colors of splatters here, and I am going to be gluing down this main part of the cluster, and then I'm going to be adding several stickers and die cuts and things around my main cluster. And I didn't talk about this earlier, but the bag that's polka dot is really kind of cool. So it's just a bag that came in the kit as well. I got a couple of them, and they're like those cellophane bags, or yeah, cello bags, is that what they're called? So those are really neat, and it was just kind of a cool texture to put, so I'm just using that as a background piece. You could also put hidden journaling in there, so that's another option. So now I'm just going through all of the goodies that I have in this kit. I have made several layouts so far, and I still have, as you can see, quite a bit of stuff. So I'm going to take some of these party hats here and then layer them up both on the right, and I believe I'm going to put one on the left hand side. And so I'm just kind of auditioning the different die cuts and such here to figure out what I want to do. And actually I might end up keeping that, what is that, kind of like a badge or ribbon, sorry, like a first place ribbon or what have you. I'm putting that over there, and then keeping the birthday hats on the right hand side. And I ended up putting that little Let's Party banner at the top, and you'll see here in a little bit I will be pulling out some washi from my stash. I definitely don't use it enough, and I was trying to get myself to pull it out more, and I have this really fun striped washi that I thought would go really good with this collection. So you're going to see me pull that out a little bit later, and that just kind of adds a little base. Here we go. Adds a little base to my layout so that some of the embellishments have a place to rest. So I'm going to put this in a couple different places, one in this cluster here. I'm going to put some in the top where it says Let's Party, and then I'm also going to put it here on the right hand side. And again, just adding just a little extra texture, dimension, difference in levels of the embellishments, and I really like how that looks. It's just about layering and adding stuff in detail, and that's another reason why I really like to sew on my layouts. I was at a crop in this particular case, so I didn't actually have my sewing machine with me, but I am going to be participating in a crop here in the next week or so. So I'm thinking really hard about possibly just bringing my sewing machine. It's kind of an extra bulky thing to take, but I think it would be nice. I'm always wanting to sew on my layouts, and I never have a sewing machine with me at these crops, so I may just bite the bullet and take that with me this next time that I go, so I can start getting some more added texture to the background and layouts and things. Now I'm just looking through the sticker sheet, and I'm going to be picking a couple different things here. I'm going to audition a couple things before I find kind of what I like. I am going to, oh no I didn't, okay, I couldn't remember if I put the party hat. I thought I put a party hat over there, but I guess we will see together. I don't have the layout in front of me. So I'm just auditioning these things. I am going to add that cupcake, and I'm going to add some of these little asterisks around in the different clusters, kind of using them as I would enamel dots. And later on in the layout, I'm also going to be adding some homemade enamel dots, and you'll see that at the very end of the video. Here I'm adding that little pink star. This is a jelly bean soup sticker sheet. And I'm just going to keep adding these embellishments in. If you guys have any questions about anything that I did today on the layout, please let me know. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel. And if you like the video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. So I'll let you guys know that while I'm putting those embellishments down. Here I'm adding this little banner tail kind of piece from the jelly bean soup labels. And this is just a really fun layout. This is actually a really silly goofy picture of me. I think I ended up doing a little bit of what is it called, a photo filter on the actual photo, but it's a selfie of me. My daughter, unfortunately there's kind of a glare on the photo because of its being a glossy photo, but my daughter is sitting in the background and I am being a goofball, and I am taking a selfie of me with a party hat on, and my daughter is just kind of playing in the background, totally oblivious to what I'm doing. And I thought the photo turned out to be funny. I don't get a lot of pictures of myself in my layout, so I thought this would be appropriate because sometimes I can be a bit of a goof, and I thought it would represent my personality here and be a good thing to showcase. So here is a die cut that came in the kit, and I colored it green at first and I didn't like how it looked, so I ended up spraying on top of it with the yellow Heidi Shine or Heidi Swap Color Shine. And then I am taking these little beanboard alphabets and spelling out da bomb because it is a photo bomb, haha. I'm horrible at titles, and I was really proud of myself about this, which is really kind of silly. But sometimes I cannot for the life of me find titles for my layout, so when I do come up with something, I am pretty excited. So that is what the title is going to be. I'm just going to glue these down. They don't actually have adhesive on them, so I'm just using my fine liner bottle and using some liquid glue and gluing these down. And I think I am pretty much coming to the end right now. I'm going to put a few more things on. I am definitely going to put those homemade enamel dots on, and that is really going to be the end of this layout. So again, I want to thank you guys so much, all my new subscribers. I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I will talk to you again soon. I'm just going to finish putting these guys on, and you'll have some close-ups here at the end. Have a great day. Bye guys.